and welcome to this edition of the Time with Hime podcast. I'm your host, Lynn Cordish, joined by Superintendent Hime, and it's just the two of us this week.
Yes, but we had a great guest last week. If
Yes.
you didn't watch the librarians, I thought they did an excellent job. Their energy and excitement about being librarians or library media specialists.
Correct.
Because they do a lot more than what we think a librarian does. What was really, I don't know, I left with a good feeling. And that's always a great thing, and I appreciate them. And I've got a lot of people talking about the podcast. They never talk about when I'm doing it. When other
But we
people
do have
do
to
it,
give a shout out to Miss Mo Durant because she was teaching concurrent classes.
Yes.
So she's our librarian media specialist here
Yes.
at the LRC.
But just to see that kids are reading books and some of those things was great. But gosh, it's
the end of September.
It's October already. And what does that bring?
A lot of forms for you, our
Yes,
families.
October 1st is that day.
Yes.
And we try to remind people of this every year, and that's including our staff members. We spend a lot of time gathering those forms and giving them to parents. That's where a lot of our funding comes from. When you look out and see some of the things we've been able to do the last few years, you look at our athletic facilities and our fencing and our security and more cameras and even the bonuses our teachers get. A lot of that's about impact aid forms. Those go out and they've got to be collected, and that's a lot of work on parents. We call them community eligibility forms, which took the place of our free and reduced forms we took years ago. We quit doing those because everybody eats free and reduced. Then we did an income survey. Well, this eligibility form's about, it helps us get grants and state aid. So please fill those out and look at the different ways you can fill them out, because again, we get state aid and grants based upon our those forms. And then also you'll see people talking about EL and some of the other things. GT testing's going on. So there's a lot of that going on right now. It's going to be really busy for our parents. And at times you might feel, I've seen this twice. I'm pretty sure I've done. Please just fill it out, send it back, and hopefully we get as many people to qualify as we can so we're eligible for more grants, more state aid, and more other benefits that come with it.
Such as the free breakfast and the lunch.
Yes, everybody gets to eat free. We didn't
Yes.
talk about that. All of our students get to eat free breakfast and lunch, and that's a great thing.
And we have something in some of our sites that we've been piloting, which is the dinner program for after school. And so as that continues, hopefully we can expand that.
Well, one thing, we are feeding more kids than we have, and so big shout out to Sodexo and their crew and what they do.
Awesome. And last week, we'll talk about some of the celebrations. We had Thursday night, the bands.
All the bands on the field at the same
Choir
time.
and orchestra.
With the choir and the orchestra, all three high schools together. You know, we talk about this a lot, but it's neat when all of our schools come together and do something together. When they play against each other in a football game, they're competing. But they like to do things as Lawton. There's sometimes we talk about one high school and the advantages it would have, but it also has disadvantages. We have a lot of kids playing football, a lot of kids playing basketball. You wouldn't have as many if you had one. The advantages the LRC gives us that one high school would give us is our academies, our pathways. Well, we are taking those advantages by using the LRC, busing our kids over here, so we do those as one high school. So we'll continue to try to evolve into a school district that we do as many things as we can, because if it creates an opportunity for a student, we want to make it happen. And that's kind of the things we look at.
And that's exciting to see the programs that are growing here at the Life Ready Center as well. I mean, I took a tour just outside of our Ag Mech shop, and the kids are working
lots
out there.
of Ag Mech, the workforce development, and the construction class, construction trades. Just all the things we're doing is pretty exciting. We got a cybersecurity class here, I believe.
Yes, this is our first year.
We
And
still
Mr.
got
Perez.
fashion design. We got sign language. We got different culinary. So there's a lot more going on. Sometimes people think, well, that was just for the concurrent and AP classes. There's a lot of things going on here.
And to add to this excitement of what we do here at the Life Ready Center, for the first time in history, this week we will have a big game.
Lawton Mac
Yes.
will have a game Thursday night on their campus. A varsity football game will be played at MacArthur High School. So everybody in that neighborhood, come out and watch.
And it's homecoming. It's a big night.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
Yes.
It's homecoming. Wow,
Homecoming
that'll be
weekend.
awesome. Homecoming at MacArthur High. That's cool. And again, from my seat, being an old football coach and an athletic director and being in athletics, that's one of the goals I had when I took this job, was how do we make it where we create a little bit more pride in this campus for our kids and a little more ownership in what they do. And that was one of the things that, working with the board and the staff that we did. And it is kind of nice. We talked about this last year in soccer. We got soccer games, but to see it happen for varsity football this week is really exciting for me.
And the growth continues because Lawton High, they're getting their bleachers for the visitor side.
Yeah, they had an electrical wire there, and now there's a fiber wire, and we're trying to get it moved. We're ready to go with it. The bleachers are coming. It's always, this one thing, it's like having three. When you're the superintendent, you got three high school. I got three kids. It's just like three kids. It's like, why did he get it, not me? Why did, and a lot of times it's just fun. They're not really serious, and they know, but it's just they like to rib a little bit back and forth. Well, he's a favorite one, or she's, so. Yes, that should be any day. The other two are ready, and as soon as they get that wire out of the way, those bleachers will be in.
And then we have another thing that's coming up. We only have 2 more weeks because we just said October is this week. It's this week.
Then it's fall break.
And then it's fall break in 2 weeks. We have fall break.
We got this week, next week, and fall break. That's wild.
And then it happens. Because
and don't forget, we take what people for years call Columbus Day. We also call it Indigenous People Day as a celebration. We take that day off. And then we also take, so with that day being part of the traditional Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Thursday, Friday fall break, however you looked at it, if you put a parent-teacher conference day in there, we just put it all together and take the full week. And it is one of those things people wonder around. Our staff loves it. If we have staff members don't, our staff loves it. I think our family loves it because it is a good time that people can go places. And there's not a lot of other people there because not everybody around the nation is not taking a week of fall break. But fall break is coming up. And I believe that starts, the
13th?
Yeah, the 10th is the Friday. Yeah, so after the 10th, it's Friday, I believe. Yes. So that's exciting.
Well, and then we have some competitions coming up in October. We have our Lego robotics, elementary, and this year we're also going to add our middle school the day before.
Yep, that's cool, isn't it?
It is. It's really exciting to see that it just continues for our kids as they go on, and then hopefully by high school they're doing some engineering and STEM and continue all the skills.
That's the ideal. This is the parent-teacher conferences. Elementary are this week. Secondary was last week. So elementary, please go out. And again, that you'll have a chance to fill out that paperwork, kind of rolling back to where we started this. If you haven't filled out some, or they ask you to fill it out again, please just fill it out. But the elementary parent-teacher conferences are this week, and then we'll have that wrapped up. And it's crazy, when you look at it, the first quarter's over.
It's there.
Wow.
We just started. I feel like we just started.
Yeah, I always tell everybody, your first year, you want it to go fast because you're waiting for summer. Now when you get year 40 and you get to be my age, you're like, slow down.
It's scary. You feel it.
Yeah, and we still enjoy a lot of good things going. One thing we want to continue to communicate to our parents is the pathways and the academies. Mm-hmm. That's that ideal. We threw that a little bit of it, how we're trying to combine that, but look at that. Your kid can change, but I know we're putting on a really big, like a career fair, but it'll be a fair where our 9th graders, I believe, is who's going to do it, or 8th graders. 8th graders will get to see the different academies and the different pathways. Our goal is when we say graduate life ready, we want to make the kids, we want them to see as many programs or expose them to as many programs and careers as we can, so when they graduate and they make a career choice, they're not changing in 2 or 3 years. I know, like when my daughter went to college, my oldest daughter, she changed majors 2 or 3 times. And, I've got 3 kids, and, we grew up teacher. Your daughter's probably, I'm never going to be a teacher. Well, 2 of mine are educators. They 2 of them work in public schools, and one of them's an attorney in Texas. So, from my seat, they change their majors a lot, and they change their career path. So it extends their time. It extends the cost of college goes up every day, as I'm sure you're starting to look and know.
Yes.
And every time you change, it costs you money. So the ideal is we'll try to save you that money so we expose you to as many as we can. Even with our TAP program, it's so you can choose the career tech program you're interested in. So really look at that. We in no means are doing this to limit or the high school experience, so to speak. We still want you to enjoy high school. But it's one of the reasons why Algebra 1's an 8th grade class, while we have other 8th grade classes, to give you more flexibility when you get to high school so you can take some of these classes. So we're really excited about how some of that looks. We just got to make sure our kids understand, first of all, make a choice, get in there. If you don't like it, change.
Absolutely.
No different than changing your major in college. You're still going to graduate in high school. The graduation requirements for Lawton Public Schools don't change when you cross to a different. You still got to have the same 23 credits to graduate.
But it gives you that flexibility as an 8th grader
Yes.
and 7th grader. If you're taking those accelerated courses anyways, it might as well be the high school credit course.
Yes.
Where you can get out there and then have that flexibility your junior and senior
But
year.
if you change your pathway or change your academy even, you don't, it doesn't mean you're going to have to spend another semester at school like you could in college.
Correct.
You're still going to be on the path to graduate high school. You can change your senior year. You can be in all 3 years, change your senior year, and we'll still work to get you those classes.
Absolutely.
So it's going to take knowledge and learning about it. And so we really want to make sure our parents are becoming educated in our students. And that starts with our elementary and middle school parents. And that's the ideal of the career fair. It's not a career fair. What do we call them?
Well, Academy Quest for our
Academy
8th
Quest,
graders.
yes.
And then we'll have our junior Life Ready Career and Conference.
Yes,
coming soon.
And that's in the spring. Yes.
Yes.
So we're still doing all that. We'll continue to do more of that to make people aware. But lots of great things going. You know, and we talk about this a lot. We have so much going on. Sometimes we don't know. And it's one reason we always mention info, I-N-F-O, something great going on, or you know of something, you're a staff member and this is going on, or you know this is going on at your school, let us know.
Yes.
Even if we don't get you on the podcast, you know, with one thing Lynn loves, you know, she's in charge of, she loves to get a
Sharing
photo
the good
op.
stuff.
She loves to grab me
Absolutely.
and say, hey, let's go see these. Like we had the little girl who helped the lady with their yard
Miss
work. It was
Brown.
great to go celebrate her and what she did. And so let us know those. Info, I-N-F-O, at lawtonps.org. And you can go to our website at lawtonps.org. And don't forget, because we had this conversation the other day, on our website, there's down in the bottom right-hand corner, there's a little question, little cloud-looking thing.
Chat bot,
A
right?
chat bot. If you click on that, it's a firm app. And that firm app, you can search anything and it'll search that web page for you so you don't have to go clicking around trying to find things. It
That's
will
right.
find the information for you off there. It's called the firm app, but it's that little chat bot down in the bottom right-hand corner.
And if there's something that's not popping up for you, we will find that. You'll send us to info and we will streamline that. So a lot of that is helpful and makes it easy for you guys to find information. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channels as well, because we have lots of great things on our social media platforms. And we do some streaming. Is there anything else, Mr. Hime? All right, you guys, we are ready for another month, a fabulous month at fall. Get your sweaters out because it's coming. The weather's going to cool down. I'm ready for the cool down. But until next time, you guys, be well, stay safe, make positive impacts, and have a great week.